What's going on, everyone? It's the Crazy Review Man 22 here, and I want to welcome you all to a brand new video. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at my Scream Factory collection. So I don't have a whole lot. I've been just slowly picking up the films that I like. I'm not big into collecting every title. Now, there are a lot of great titles. Unfortunately, a lot of them are out of print and they go for a pretty decent price. A prime example of this would be the Slipaway Camp 2 and Slipaway Camp 3 Blu-rays. Those are pretty expensive. But for the past, what, year, year and a half, I've built a small little stack and have picked up a lot of these for, on the cheap, and some I've just paid full price because I wanted to snag them right away. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First one here is John Carpenter's Vampires, which is one of my favorite movies. This one I had a feeling was going to go out of print. I remember when this was being released overseas on Blu-ray, I think even Twilight Time had some type of limited release. I decided to not bother. I mean, they were just asking so much for the Blu-ray overseas that nobody wants to pay over $50 or even over $100. But eventually, patience does pay off because Scream Factory would later on announce it, maybe last year or the year before, I can't remember exactly. And I decided to wait until it dropped down in price, and eventually I recently snagged it. So, really glad to add that to my collection. It's a great film. It's different than your normal vampire films, but it's still a fun movie. The next one here is The Blob. This is another one that, in the same boat as John Carpenter Vampires, would have a Blu-ray release overseas, and eventually that one would be way too much. And then there were some bootlegs, and then eventually Scream Factory decided to release it. It is one of my favorite remakes. I have seen the original, and I do enjoy the original, but I'm glad that we got a collector's edition, and it's great to see that both the original and the remake have uh, collector's editions from two different studios, so that's really cool. The Blob is such a fun movie, and it's worth checking out if you haven't. The next one here is a Dolph Lundgren film, and it's Dark Angel. This is a pretty interesting film. Um, I've only seen a couple minutes of it, but from what I've seen, it's definitely a fun movie. And I've also seen YouTube clips too. So there's a lot I've seen, but just haven't watched the film all the way through. But yeah, looking forward to finishing that one. Now, this one was probably the one film that to me was a must. I think back in 2011, maybe 2010, they decided to release this movie on Blu-ray, and it was just a strictly bare bones, no special features, nothing transferred over. Then eventually, Scream Factory picked up the rights and gave us a proper release, and that is, of course, Idle Hands. I love this movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. I've seen this movie way too many times, like 98, 99. Just this was my movie. But it's glad to see that film get that type of treatment because that's one of those movies that I just found was unique. Not everyone has seen it, and it was just a movie I was just hoping one day would get the proper collector's edition, and it finally did. So now I'm just hoping that two more films that I love will get that Scream Factory release, which I will do a separate video on. Next, we have The People Under the Stairs, which is another great film. I remember watching this a few times when I was growing up. I actually used to watch this on TBS. If you guys remember Dinner and a Movie on TBS, I think they actually ended up playing this one. And it just glued me in, and to this day, it's been one of my favorite horror films. The next one is also a favorite horror film, and that is Shocker. I know a lot of people out there don't like this movie, but I love it. I think it's very enjoyable. It does have that Nightmare on Elm Street kind of ripoff. But you know, it's still a fun movie. I think the concept is great, and another one that I used to watch on like TBS and TNT way back in the day, and was just glued. I remember when I was younger, I'd go to the rental store, and they always had the poster on the wall, and then I would come across a VHS tape, and it just always intrigued me. And then eventually, when DVDs became a thing, I would pick it up and watch it, and just it's a great film in my personal opinion. I just absolutely love it. Also, a film that I remember watching on, I think Showtime, HBO Stars, I can't remember. One of the movie channels was airing this, and I would sit down like in the middle of the night watching it, and that is Tales from the Hood. I love this movie. It's a great horror anthology. I think the characters are all great. Unfortunately, we lost the main actor here. I think what, last year or the beginning of this year, but um, yeah, I believe so. But it's a fun horror anthology. David Allen Greer is in this as well. There's just a wide variety of well-known people, but it's a fun movie if you guys haven't seen it. Um, don't bother with Tales from the Hood 2. I think there's like three now, but that's the only one you need to watch. I never got the DVD because the DVD actually, when it came out, went out of print pretty quick, and it was a snapper case release. But yeah, it was a movie. When I remember that being announced, I was excited. But I just, with Scream Factory titles, I don't want to pay $30. I mean, if Scream Factory can go the same route that Vestron is doing, then a lot of customers out there will spend good money on a lot of their titles, and I think that's what they need to consider start doing. That way these studios can really make more for what they're releasing, because I think that's what one of the issues with Vestron was doing, was they were releasing these titles. They were going to be $30, but like, who wants to pay $30 for a movie that's over 20 to 30 years old? Yes, I get it. It's on a different format. It's got a slip. It's got special features. But come on, $30. $100 is only going to get you what, three movies? I'd rather spend what, 25 and get two. I mean, you got to think. I could probably get like close to 10 movies for like what, close to 100, maybe. I don't know, six movies for $100. But I feel like if they just drop down the price a little bit, it would help for those who maybe are having a hard time collecting this series, or just, are missing titles and just don't want to pay the price that they're asking. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. The last one here is Child's Play, which was a must for me with the slip. I believe this is actually out of print, but I actually got mine at what was it, FYE. They had like two or three copies, so when I saw that they still had a copy, I snagged it right away. um, Definitely the better release to get. The transfer, I think, is supposed to be a lot better, a whole lot of new features, so really cool to have that in my collection. So there you have it. That's my Scream Factory collection. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Eventually it will grow as time goes by, but for now it's a pretty nice stack. Let me know down in the comment below what your favorite Scream Factory release is, and what movie out there would you guys like to see get a Scream Factory release, because I know there are so many movies out there that still have not been given that collector's edition treatment. But until then, give this video a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, guys, take care. And if you guys haven't checked out my, series of taking a look at my collection, I will put the link to my Snapper Case DVD collection. That will be down in the description below. You guys can click that link and check out my Snapper Case collection. So until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.